Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel for another video. You guys know it's been a few months since I've recorded. So if you're interested in learning about what I've done in those few months, stay tuned. Well, to start, I just want to apologize for going MIA. Things have happened in my life that I wasn't prepared for. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. But, you know, in my last video that I had to go back and rewatch because it had been so long, I had let you guys know that, you know, things at my mom's, you know, it wasn't a good idea to move in with my mom. And there's probably a reason I haven't lived with my mom since I was about 13 years old. But anyway, my husband and I, we've moved since then. We moved the first part of August. So, and my youngest son came home. So he stayed with us for a little while. That was different. And, you know, despite all the years I've spent in therapy, I was finally able to actually sit with my feelings and I guess deal with them. I felt them. I have unpacked a lot of stuff over the past few months. My poor husband, God love him for hanging in there with me and, you know, not letting it get the best of us. It's still a lot to deal with sometimes, you know, so, but I don't want to get too deep into it because, you know, one, it's very painful, and two, I don't want to bring you guys down. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we're just going to flip through my planner, see what, if anything, has changed, and we'll do like a quick little plan with me, you know, in throughout the video. So forgive me for being a little off kilter with my speech this morning. I'm just trying to get back into, you know, the groove of this new normal. It just seems like for the last 4 years, everything in my life has just been one constant change after another. And, you know, when I was in therapy, I'm going to say that I didn't have the time to actually sit with my feelings and unpack them just because of the state of life I was in, the season of life I was in, still raising children, still in an unhappy marriage. I mean, my husband and I have been married almost 2 years now, and I'm just now to the point where I can deal with all of this stuff. And my husband actually seeing firsthand how my mom talks to me and treats me and stuff, it was sort of validating, you know, because I knew, I now realized and believed that it wasn't me. For 45 years, it hasn't been me. So, but anyway, okay. Thank you guys for listening to that rambling. Let's get to it, okay? So it is currently Saturday morning. So I'm at the coffee table. Y'all know you've missed this. So the tripod is going to shake when I write. It's probably going to shake when I hit the table or rest my elbows on the table. Whatever the case may be, it's going to shake. Sorry about that. So let's get into it. So not only, well, let me just get a little bit of this coffee, okay? All right, so not only has our living situation changed, my work situation has changed as well. You guys know that, I don't know if you remember, I did accept a job outside the house, at a staffing agency where I was back, like recruiting and, you know, working in HR, things like that. But December 5th, Friday, December 5th was my last day there. It just wasn't aligned with what I want to do and how things should be done. I found that some things were not up to par legally. So we just had to part ways. So anyway, I am back working from home. So before we get into this is the Moterm Personal Wide in pebbled quartz. I love, love, love this color. I actually bought one in personal size as well. Just me being stupid, thinking I could actually let go of that extra inch. So, but I did buy it in personal size. I did do all the inserts and everything, only to write in it once and be like, nah, this ain't for me. So, I'm a personal wide girl. So if you guys ever hear me talking about, moving to a personal wide or a Hobonichi or any other size other than personal wide, just remind me, please, that it never works out and to save my money. Okay? All right, so this is the personal wide pebbled quartz Moterm. Love it. So we're going to get into how it's set up right now, just because, some things have changed. I think, I'm not sure. I still have my breast cancer ribbon on my zipper over here. My pockets are cleaned out. I just have my, what is this called? Paperclip. My weekly planning routine, my if found, and in case of emergency. And in the back, I just have my dots, my masking patches, that from Stology. My husband got these for me last year for Christmas, so I use those, throughout. So, in the front, I think I can get rid of this. Let me just double check before we go any further. Oh, yes. This was my vacation and sick time from my W-2 job, so we don't need that anymore. Okay, so in the front, this here is just like a cutting mat from Dollar Tree that I cut down. I rounded the corners and I punched, the yearly overview from Plan with B. I need to put a sticker on November because obviously we're done with that. And then we go into my perpetual calendar, birthdays, anniversaries, nothing on the back. And then we go into my monthlies. Now, I haven't been using these because there was a time when in the 4 months that I was absent, there was a time that I did not use my book. Some of this stuff had been written in from earlier this year, but I just didn't use anything, so this is the month that we're on. So the green, or I guess green, teal, cyan, whatever color dots this is. This is for bonus daughters our weekends with us. So we have a parade tonight, and I have to obviously set up for 2026. So maybe I'll make a video of me doing that. I don't know. I don't know what you guys want to see. But things are definitely changing for me. So I need to, maybe I need to beat it around with you guys on how to use my planner most effectively. So anyway, this is the top loading envelope from Filofax. I used to keep it in my big back pocket, but I decided to put it in here, and my wedding vows are in there. The things that were in my front pockets are in there. I just wanted to protect those, a little bit more, especially my wedding vows. The first section, well, other than my monthly, this is my inbox. Brown plans, trigger list, can't find this anywhere. And then the getting things done flow chart on the back. This is just, like random notes, things like that. I was working out, like how I wanted my planner. So, and then this was me just making notes on, because my boss wanted to know why I decided to resign. Some YouTube stuff, some notes, my work from home schedule. Just, I wanted to create something that I could, stick to. And, that would keep me on track. And it was kind of close to the schedule that I had when I was working from home. Working outside the house. I'm sorry about that, guys. And then just like some Notion stuff. I've been working in Notion. And then behind that is the little girl with the coffee. If you watched my Moxie Dreams, you already know about her. So the next section is to do, these dividers are from Planner Press on Etsy. So, this is just my random list of things that I need to do, and then I have some extra pages. So, the notes page, these are from SM Plans. They're her notes page. I just took off the title so I could just use it as a running to-do list. Okay. And then after that is sarcasm. I sprinkle that shit on everything, and keep calm and fuck off, because that's just my season of life. This is the business card holder that I also used to keep in my back pocket. This is where I have my library card. This is it's an old photo of my child, my youngest child. Back when he was still in high school, I think freshman year. Maybe sophomore year, I don't know. But, he's 21 now, so obviously it's old, but I still keep it here. A picture of my husband and I. And then, like on the back, it's just family photos from last Christmas, and then my health insurance and dental insurance. My next section is my work section. This is where I have, like, my running to-do list. I've got projects that I'm working on that I've broken down, using this list from Watch Becca Plan. I have, like, notes that I took during a call, where I took notes on these projects. So I just need to go through and, make sure that these notes are, everything from here is listed on here. Okay. So, and then I've just got like a waiting on list and who I'm waiting on the information for. So if it's been highlighted, it's done. I'm not waiting on it anymore. So, and then I just have notes pages. These are SM Plans notes pages, Spring Florals, I think. But it's been from a couple of years ago, so. And then I also have Peanuts Planner Co. Task Management sheets. If you'll notice, I printed them upside down. I did that intentionally, because then I can write on this side, and when this side gets full, I can just flip it over, and still the current is on the top. Okay, so I have a couple of those in here, and these are just for, like, what I've used these for in the past is I would write the project name and then the action steps to complete that project. And then over here in this box, when it was done, I would just write done, so that way I would always know. But I wasn't sure if the Watch Becca Plans list, this one here, was going to be enough or how it was going to work. So I wanted to be prepared with these. And I just have a couple of those in here. And then I have a couple of more, like, waiting on, and then a blank list page. This blank list page, it looks like it's from Planner Room. Yeah, that's what it is. Planner room. So, and then we get into my weekly section. This is my weekly divider. I have Plan with Bees this week sticky notes on the front and on the back. I use these to jot down things that I have to do like for next week, so that like if I make an appointment, like for example, yesterday I had to call and schedule an oil change for my husband for his truck. So it's for next week. So I just jotted that on my sticky note, the 17th oil change. So I'm still using the Haru Plans week on 2-page inserts with checklist. So this is, what is this? This is November. So I just been, my priorities. I highlight the week that we're on. Was my supervisor, like which office she was going to be in, which day. So, and then our meal plan checklist, which is going to be revamped, the to-do list. I've been toying around again with the idea of getting rid of my dailies and just using weeklies. I wanted to try that this week, the week that we're in. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe I think I got a little nervous about not having that extra space. So I did do daily pages. So, so this was November 10th through the 16th. I actually submitted my resignation on the 14th. So I gave them 3 weeks notice. And then this is the 17th through the 23rd, the weekend before Thanksgiving. I didn't do too bad. Meal planning, the habit tracker and everything. And then I think this is the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah, this was the week of Thanksgiving. My husband and I both actually had off Thursday and Friday. So, my husband had off on Thursday. It was a paid holiday, of course, but he had to use vacation time for Friday and Saturday. So he had off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. We needed that time. We haven't really had a lot of time to just do nothing since all of the stuff from the summer transpired. But anyway, so that's the week of Thanksgiving, and then the week after Thanksgiving, still, my last day was the 5th. So, and then we get into the week that we're on here. Let me take this out. You can see that I filled the days because this was my first full week working from home. I started on the 8th from home again, still with the oil and gas engineers out of Houston. So I just wanted to make sure that I had like some of my projects listed on here. I may start making a to-do list down the side. And I think this is what got me not having enough space, because I was like, okay, well, I've got a lot of things to do. I'm going to run out of room here. So I don't know how it's going to work, but I think that when we do the plan with me in a little bit, I think I'm only just going to do the weeklies, because I don't want to, well, one, I don't want to be printing daily pages right now. I don't feel like fooling with that. And I don't think I have enough for the week. And if I do, great. But I don't want to print them and, essentially waste the paper and the ink and my time to cut and punch them if I decide I'm going to move away from the dailies. Or maybe I should just only keep a few dailies in, and just in case I have like an extra busy day or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to put this back in here. Just my page marker. It's got a photo of my husband on one side, my husband and I on one side, and then some dots and page flags and stuff on the other in case I need them. Our meal plan. And I just want to say that, like, our meal plan, I write these down, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have tacos on Tuesday, or grilled cheese on Thursday. We didn't even have grilled cheese at all this week. You know, we're going to go out for dinner tonight somewhere. There's actually a parade tonight, but I don't know if we're going to go. My husband is working. He's got a full day, he said. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we've got next week's page. So this is how I use the sticky note. I've got dates for next week, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So I need to make sure that I remember these. Okay? So, and then we get into the daily. So, oh, in the back, my Hobonichi, I stopped using it. So what I did was I took, like, the notes pages that were in the back, and I cut them down, and punched them so I could use for my shopping list, because I was out of the colored paper, and I didn't feel like printing my shopping lists. So I just cut them down. I have extras in my back pocket, but, like, I don't like... The paper is just so thin, like, when I throw it in my bag or put it, when I put it in my purse to take with me to the grocery store. So, like, I want to use both sides. But, one, everything, like, it doesn't, like, bleed through, but when I write on it, you can feel the roughness on the other side. It shadows. And when I put this in my bag or my purse to go into the grocery store, by the time I come out of the grocery store, this thing is just so mangled, that I don't even use the back. So, but it's paper that I already had, so I'm going to use it. This is my daily section. I just found this off of Pinterest and printed it and laminated it, months ago. I got a sticky note reminder here for something, and it's some page flags. I think it's a doctor's office that someone recommended. So I have to find a primary. So, and I was using, my timed dailies, but, this is November 10th. So, and I was, like, I didn't really, like, I stopped working with the oil and gas engineers out of Houston for a few months. But then, I got a text message asking if I had time during the week and on weekends to do some things. So that's why you'll see, like, Bill Maher work 5:30 to 6:30. I would spend an hour a week, an hour a day when I came home from work, working on their stuff, and then I would work on weekend, on Saturday. So I had to pick up my kid, and he made me late for work, any kind of interviews that I had, and then just like a run-in to-do list. And then my daily pages I used for Saturday and Sunday. But then I stopped with the timed. It went straight to the grid daily. So, this was Thanksgiving Day. My brother's birthday. Just some things that... I wasn't using my weeklies too much during this time. My last day. So, and the 7th, that was my oldest son's birthday. You guys, my oldest son just turned 27. Like, I don't feel old enough to have a child who is nearing 30. Yeah, it just, like, freaked me out a little bit. So, and this is the week that we're on. So, if I go back to the weekly page, you'll see that, they were pretty much filled in, quite a bit. And I started working on a to-do list. But look at Monday. Look at everything that I had on my list for Monday. Now, did it all get done? No. 3/4 of it didn't get done. I pushed it off. I'm still pushing some of it off, to be honest. But there was just no way that all of that was going to fit on these pages. So, if you guys have, like, a better way of capturing all of this information on just these pages, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. So, but anyway, so, and then, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I need to update this because I haven't checked in my planner yet. My page divider, with the photo strip of my husband and I. Behind this is my routine and schedules, my routines and schedule. So, I'm not quite sure if this is going to stay, but I wanted to have it here as a reference. I have not followed the schedule once this week. I chalked that up to just getting reacclimated to being at home again. Today's to-do list, and then tomorrow. So, and then, these are the few daily pages that I have left. I guess I do have enough for the week, but, whatever. And then next we go into my home section. This is, like, I thought it was like this flimsy shit here, last year or so when I bought it on Amazon. But it's not. But, it's still, I like it. So what I did was I just cut it. The size that I got was 5x7. So I just trimmed it down to fit width-wise, but I left the length so that it could overhang the bottom. And I just put a home sticker on it. So this is like my home section, my cleaning checklist, family meal ideas, and I left some blank spaces so I could write them in, because I'm not going to just retype this every time I add something new. So when this fills up with my handwriting, then I'll edit on Canva and reprint. This is our meal plan. This, I made this insert myself, and again, it's one of those ones that I printed upside down intentionally. So this is the week that we're coming into, the week of 12/15. So we're going to do chili tomorrow, which means we'll have leftovers on Monday. I think I want to do sausage and rice, pizza, stuffed peppers, spaghetti. So when I went to the grocery store yesterday, I got everything that I need. No, I didn't. I didn't get everything that I needed for these dinners. Like, I don't have everything for spaghetti. Now, I make my own sauce. So it's just sauce, tomato paste, and seasonings, and sugar, and stuff. So, and we try to have spaghetti, like if we're going to have stuffed peppers, we try to have spaghetti right the next night, because if we have a stuffed pepper left over, because I do my sauce in the crock pot. So I'll throw the stuffed pepper that's left over right into the sauce, and let it cook down with the sauce in the crock pot. It is so good. But anyway, so when I go to the grocery store next week, I'll just pick up what I need for the spaghetti. Because I have everything else. I just need sauce and noodles and, of course, bread. I mean, who can't have spaghetti without garlic bread? I guess you could, but not in this house. So, anyway, so this is this week coming, and then next week I just flip it over like this, so that way the current week is always in the front. So, because I didn't want to have to come back here and then flip the page over. I know it's a minor inconvenience, but it is what it is. So, and then I have a couple of these, in here, ready to use. This is my master grocery list. So I just found this on Google. It was a Word document. I edited it. Why is it always so difficult to say edited and followed by, it? Like, edited it. Like, it always, I don't know. I feel like I'm not speaking properly. Anyway, so I edited the Word document to take off the things that we don't eat and to add the things that we do that weren't already on this list. Okay? So it wasn't much. I think I just put in like yum yum sauce and, something else. I don't know. I think I took off, and like really like seafood, I can take off crab because my husband doesn't eat crab. I added scrapple. That's like a regional thing. So a lot of people they've never heard of it. They don't know what scrapple is. So, and that's okay, more for me. So anyway, I keep that back there because I mainly use it for things like seasonings, because you never know you're running out of something until you go to use it. and you're like, oh, shoot. And for me, if I don't write it down when I realize that it's getting low, I'll forget about it until the next time I go to use it. Same way with sauces and condiments, paper products, cleaning stuff, like trash bags, aluminum foil, what is it? Cotton swabs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need feminine products. I mean, I guess with Bonus Starter, maybe. I don't know. I don't need razors or blades. My husband doesn't shave. I have an electric shaver for, like, my legs and stuff. So, it is what it is. And I added barbecue sauce. But this is good for, like, those things that aren't really, like, in your face all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you only, like, for me, soy sauce, stays in the fridge, and I don't know, like, I don't check it every time I open the refrigerator. It's not something I use on a daily basis. So, oh, I need to get sour cream. I have to run out today to the grocery store to pick up a few things, that I forgot yesterday. So anyway, so that's my master grocery list. And then we get into my personal section. Again, it's an image I found on Pinterest, just printed it and laminated it. I created this in Canva. It's a nod to Okie Things. And I just have some, like, clear acetate over it. My word of the year for 2025 was happiness. Boy, this word really was tested this year. I've already picked out my word of the year for 2026. So I'll be working, toward that. But despite everything that's happened this year, there have been more days. I'm sorry, I'm shedding hair everywhere. There have been more happy days than there have been sad days. So overall, I think this year was a success. So, and then I've got, my gratitude journal, which I haven't done anything with. A habit tracker back here, which I haven't done anything with. An extra list from Watch Book a Plan. Yeah. So, and I think I printed this upside down both ways, I guess. Or no, so this is what it's supposed to be. And okay, yeah, so that's right. I didn't print it upside down. So, okay. I just had it in backwards. Anyway, so this is the State of the Union that, my husband and I used to do. We haven't done this in quite a while. So we should probably get back to that. And then I have some extra habit trackers back here. These are from SM Plans. And then we're getting into my health section. This is really just like my health log, my weight tracker, the weight tracker fold out thing that I made. So I haven't done much with it, but and then this is from Peanuts Planner Co. Yearly bundle. Gosh. It's the fold out 6 months on one side and 6 months on the back. And then I've got their, it's also from the yearly bundle, 6 months on one side, 6 months on the back. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use these for yet, but they won't get used until 2026. So, but I just wanted to have them here. So when I sit down and, like, beat around my 2026 planning, my setup, and what I want to track, everything that I need is here. This is a glycemic index food chart. I just Googled an image, or I just Googled, glycemic index food chart. Dear God, help me. So, and I just put it in Canva, and, printed it as an image. So, like, low GI foods are, because I've had type 2 diabetes in the past, my weight is nowhere near where it should be, and I'm practically almost the size I was before I lost 114 pounds quite a few years ago, so it's gotten me concerned a little bit. I mean, I'm 45, and, I'm in a good stage of life, so I want to do better for myself, with myself. Does that make sense? Like, I've spent my entire adult life always putting others before me, and I don't have to do that now. Yes, I mean, yes, I have a husband, but for the most part, he's, pretty self-sufficient, So, I mean, he'll eat whatever I make, which is good, because I told him yesterday that I wanted us to start eating better, and he was eating an apple at the time, and he was like, I am eating good. Look at this, it's a fruit. So, but that's like one thing out of a million other bad things that we eat. So, I'm going to start cooking better, and being so, then he eats pretty much everything. Um, I'm only going to cook one dinner, So, and it's going to be a much better version of our favorite foods. You know what I mean? Like, so, take tacos, for example. Instead of using ground beef with tacos, I want to use ground turkey. Maybe like with the stuffed peppers, instead of using ground beef, I'll use ground turkey. So, but we'll see how it goes. We're gonna start that this week. I'm gonna start cooking better this week with better options. So we'll see how it goes. So I just wanted to have this handy so I know, like, what kind of snacks I can eat that aren't gonna, like, spike my blood sugar, and make things worse for me. So, and I think I'm gonna go with, like, broccoli is my favorite vegetable of all time. Of all time. And I think I'm gonna go back to doing that. I mean, I'm home now during the day. I was meal prepping on Sundays before I went, when I was still working outside the house. So, like, have you guys seen those like chicken fajita mixes like at Walmart? They're in the freezer section. But like, everything was included: the chicken, the vegetables, the spice, the season, all that kind of stuff. All you had to do was just cook it. So I would cook it in the air fryer. So, and then I would take brown rice and I would mix it all together, and that would be my lunch for the week. I have the containers and everything. So, but it was pretty good. It was really good. So, and I can do that here. I can do that now, even though I work from home. So I don't have to spend time cooking every single day for lunch. I can just cook once on Sunday. Usually he's Xboxing or watching football or something anyway, so I can just do that. And then I have my lunch for the week. So, and then after that, I have the ultimate protein list. This just tells you, based on the food, how many grams of protein is in it. Because protein and fiber are what helps keep you fuller longer. And I've noticed, and I learned years ago, back when I was losing weight, that if you're craving sweets, like you got that sweet tooth, it's because you're low on protein. Eat the protein. So, like, for me, I could crave sweets, but if I get a handful of cashews or almonds and like a stick of string cheese, I'm good. I'll eat that, and then I no longer want the sweets. So, the one thing that I just learned, though, and I need to look into it a little bit more, but coffee, like, I saw something somewhere, I don't remember, that coffee spikes cortisol. Well, I'm screwed, because I'm never going to stop drinking coffee. I don't do decaf, I do iced coffee, I do my half calf coffee at home, so I don't know, I'm going to look into that a little bit more. So, and then after that, I have like the protein food chart and the heart healthy diet. These are the ones I laminated and put together with a paper clip. And then we get into my lists section. This is just like stuff that I want to buy. If it's been highlighted, I bought it. Vehicle maintenance for his truck, and oh my goodness, and my car. And then how much cost when it was, whatever. And then baby cat's information. Baby cat's gotten so big, you guys. Yeah, she's gotten so big. So, and then this is my Tombow color chart. Get a new Tombow, put the color in there, whatever. So, I am using, 800, I think, right now. Which is baby pink. So, It matched the book, you know, the cover. So, and then we get into my finance section. I'm not going into that. Then the back is just another one of those cutting mats, kind of like a page lifter. My water bill, our tax bill, something from work, bonus daughter's Christmas list, you know. And then the back, another photo strip of my husband and I, resizing inserts. And I don't think, well, I know I've got some stuff in the back, but it's, you know, like last time my car was serviced, just, you know, whoops, I dropped my papers. So I'll get those. They have to go back in my work section. So I need to re-paper clip them. I don't know why I had them loose in there. So, and I'm, you know, just using my teardrop paper clips. You know, they're my favorites. So, oops, no. Okay, so there's that. All right, so I'm going to let you guys take a quick break. Grab a beverage. I think I'm going to make another cup of coffee, and then we'll get into the plan with me. Okay, so I hope you guys got something to drink. I got my refill of coffee, so we are good to go. We're going to go ahead and get into the weekly planning. And like I said early on, I think I'm just going to do the week. I'm not going to do the daily pages or anything like that. So I'll take those out. I'm going to get my pen and my Tombow, and I'm going to flip open my monthly calendar to get the week of the 14th through the 20th. So the only thing I've got coming up, well, that's on here right now, is, you know, we pick up bonus daughter on Friday. So, but I have my sticky note, you know, so, and then I'm going to open this week's, now, you know, I do my recording on Saturdays, so I still have Saturday and Sunday to finish up, you know, the things that didn't get done. This one's going to get moved to next week because I'm not going to work on the weekends anymore. So, and, oh, I need to get out my meal plan. So you're going to hear Baby Cat scratching on her scratching post. Oh, I just said her name, so she took off running. Anyway, so let me get my meal plan out so I can write down our meals. I've got, like, hair everywhere, man. I don't even know if it's mine. I don't know if it's my husband's. You know, my husband's got the long beard, you know, so it's longer than this now. So he's got that, and he's letting his hair grow out. So I don't know if he's, like, going for, like, the Grizzly Adams look or what, but he hasn't cut his hair in, oh, gosh, maybe almost a year and a half now. So his hair is about as long as mine, but, you know, my hair, you know, down past my shoulders, you know, so anyway, but we just have hair everywhere, and, like, you know how sometimes hair, like, will collect and, like, form a little ball, so we call those creatures around here. So, my husband came home from work the other day and told me that he found a creature in his boot. You know, when he took his boots off when he got home, it was like stuck to the end of his sock. So, well, sorry, you know, we all have hair. I don't know what to say. So, but anyway, so let's get into the plan with me. I'm just going to move this up top there. I'm going to bring all of our goodies in here, and I will zoom you guys in so that you're closer. So I need my sticky note off of here, though. Put it up there. So, and again, as just like a reminder, I'm at the coffee table. The tripod is going to shake when I write. I will do my very best to keep it to a minimum, but, you know, we'll see what happens, okay? So I will get you zoomed in, and we'll get started. All right, here we go. All right, I'm still using my tool pen with the 0.3 nib refill from Pentel. And again, Tombow 800. Thank God for the color chart, because The number is gone. I'm thinking about taking my label maker, because my label maker has white ink. So I'm thinking about taking that and just printing like 800, printing it out, and then just sticking it, here. Just so I know in the future, because I'm not always going to remember that this is 800, especially if I get more shades of pink, so I don't know. Maybe just something to throw on my to-do list. So the first thing that I do is I'm going to highlight the week that we're going into, so the 15th through the 20th, well, the 21st, if you're like a Monday start person. I like my weeks to start on Monday. I like my weekends to be together, but on my monthly, I'm a Sunday start. So, because every calendar that we have hanging up, every calendar that we buy and we hang up in our homes, they start on Sunday. So it's Sunday through Saturday. But I do like my weeks and my weekly inserts to start on Mondays. Okay. So the priorities for this week, let's see. I'm not quite sure what those are going to be yet. I had ClickUp on my priorities for this week that we're still in. And I haven't done much with that because, things were just like really busy with work. But I do want to make like professional development a high priority for me. So for me, like professional development is, learning new software. So for example, my boss yesterday texted me when I was driving to the grocery store and asked me if I wanted to take a class on learning Microsoft Project. And I'm like, heck yeah. Yeah, I totally want to learn that. So, when I got back from the grocery store yesterday, I started looking around for like courses that I could take online to learn Microsoft Project. And I'm going to tell you guys, really the best education that I have found has been like YouTube. It's real people using the software in like real scenarios, everyday life kind of thing. So you can't get a better education than the real world. So I think my top priority, well, not my top priority, because I want my top priority to be me. Do you know what I mean? So I want it to be like, I'm going to do health. Because I want to get back to walking. I want to get back to eating better, just taking care of myself. I need to find a primary doctor still. I need to find a dentist. So, I think I need to get a mammogram, and with our health insurance, preventative is, there's no copay, so like, your annual visit at your doctor, there's no copay. Your mammogram every year, there's no copay. So these things aren't going to cost me anything except my time and the gas to get to the doctor's office or to the diagnostic center to get the mammogram done. So I'm going to find a primary and find a dentist. The dentist, like when you go in for your cleanings twice a year, there's no copay for that with our dental insurance. So, the insurance is supposed to be pretty good. Neither one of us, excuse me, neither one of us has ever used it. So, and I mean, we're paying for it. So we really need, I think my thing is I'm afraid to go make an appointment with a primary, to find a primary and make an appointment and actually go to the appointment, because I don't want the primary to say, oh, well, you got high blood pressure and we do blood work. Oh, you've got high cholesterol, or, oh, your A1C is just out of control. I'm afraid of all of that. So I think in my mind is I want to get like on this healthy track before I find a primary, make an appointment and go. So that way I'm taking those steps to avoid those conversations. I don't know, maybe I need to go and hear that to just confirm my fear and then just face it. I don't know, but I will get there eventually. Okay? So I have some appointments, some time specific stuff, on my sticky note here. So I need to put those in. And to do that, I'm still going in with the fine point of the Tombow and making like a little dot. So I'll just make a dot on the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th, because those are the days when I have things, that are time specific. So on the 16th, let me move you guys in a little bit. There we go. On the 16th, I have a weekly meeting at noon. On the 16th, I have a 12 o'clock LMS install. So the company that I work with, we're installing the software or this tenant on SharePoint to create like classes so people can learn Microsoft. And then Wednesday at 8 we've got oil change for the truck. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I'll meet my husband at the shop Tuesday afternoon when he gets off work. And we'll drop the truck off. And then we'll come home and he'll take my car to work on Wednesday. And then Wednesday when he gets home, when he's on his way home, we'll just meet at the mechanic shop again. And so that way he can pay for his oil change, pick up his truck, and, we can come home. All right. So my next priority is going to be professional development. So continuing education, whatever it may be. So I'm just going to write professional development. And then my third priority is going to be Christmas. I need to Christmas shop. I need to, do the whole things with the cookies and, whatever. So, get my meal plan over here. I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit. The camera seems to focus and refocus a lot with it this close. So let me just move you guys out a bit. Okay, that looks better. We'll see how that does. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to the second page of my weekly. I'm going to write in my meal plan. So I've got my meal plan here. So Monday is going to be leftovers. Tuesday, we're just going to do sausage and rice. Wednesday, it's going to be pizza. I have to get some more pizza. Thursday, stuffed peppers. Friday is spaghetti. Saturday is leftovers. And Sunday is chicken fried rice. Okay, let me put that back off to the side. So, Friday we pick up bonus daughter, and Sunday we take her back. So, but because we don't live in the same area as her anymore, we have a meeting place. So we meet at the meeting place for a pickup and drop off. So I'm just going to highlight the top here on Friday and Sunday. But the thing about it is, though, the meeting place is like 45 minutes from us. So it's halfway between her mom and us. So that way nobody has to travel the full hour and 15 minutes, each way. So it's 45 minutes for both of us. Well, it's a little closer for her, but it is what it is. So my husband leaves work on Friday since he gets off at 3. He leaves work every other Friday, and goes to the meeting place and picks up bonus daughter, and then we take her home. Well, we take her to the meeting place on Sunday together, but the meeting time is 6 o'clock for a drop off for us to take her back. So that means we have to leave here by like 5, which means we have to eat dinner like in the early afternoon, like early to mid afternoon. So I made the joke last weekend when she was here. We sat down. I made chicken and dumplings on Sunday, and we had sat down to eat. And it was like 3:30 in the afternoon. And I was like, here we go, dinner at the nursing home. But it's okay. Because by the time we get back home from dropping her off, it's like 7, after 7, and we go to bed anywhere between 8 and 8:30. So, eating early like that is good because it gives me time to get the dinner dishes cleaned up and, everything put away, so that by the time we take her and come back home, I don't have to do anything. So, and this Friday, the 19th, is her last day of school, because of winter break. So we pick her up at 4. And we drop her off at 6. So, and I don't know if my son is going to come by this weekend or not, or if he's going to come by like this weekend that we're in, like right now. So I'm not sure. He does know that I want to bake cookies with him, but I'm cheating this year. For the first time ever, I'm cheating. I'm going to buy the cookie dough, the roll, and just plop it on a baking sheet and bake it. I'm not going to do all the homemade Christmas cookie stuff. I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to. And who cares? Who cares? You got cookies to eat. It's okay. Who cares? So I'm just going to do like chocolate chip, and I don't know if they have like pre-made peanut butter cookies or not. I'm going to look for those. And maybe do like some sugar, and that's going to be all. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to kill myself anymore to do things, the way I've always done them. I mean, yes, it's a tradition, but it's time I make new traditions. So I'm never going to forget the memories that I've made, making cookies from scratch with my children, making cookies from scratch with my husband, I will never make those memories with bonus daughter because that's not something that she's into, and that's okay. So, but we'll see. So, I have some things. So, all right. So one of my to-dos for this week is going to be Microsoft Project. All right. And then I have to follow up on audit. All right. Because we've been working on a corporate audit to go through all the files for clients and vendors, suppliers, things like that, to make sure that everything is in compliance. And if something is missing, I jot it down and, send it over to the CEO so that we can moving forward into the new year, we can collect the information that we need to collect in order to be in compliance. So I went through all of that information this week. So when I sent it over to the CEO so he could review. So I just need to follow up on that. I think I finished that up on like Wednesday or Thursday. So between yesterday and this weekend, he should have time to review things and, you know, we can get started on the next steps. Another thing that I want to do this week is Indeed, because yes, I'm working, but um, it's not enough to keep me busy, and I have to stay busy, because if I get out of my groove, then it's difficult for me to get back to that work mentality. Does that make sense? Like, if work is only like an hour and, I like get into Netflix, or like I start scrubbing the walls and then I get a message, I'm not going to want to stop scrubbing the walls to go handle that message, because my attention, my focus is shifted. It's in like home mode now. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to flip flop. I want like a dedicated time. I want dedicated space for home tasks, personal tasks, work tasks. And yes, I can create that work block, but what if nothing comes over, during that work block? I've just wasted all that time because I'm not going to move on into something else. Do you know what I mean? So, but I think what I need to do is I think I need to combine, at least for right now, until I, pick up some extra work. I think for right now, maybe I should combine my work and my professional development together, because it's still, something that needs to take place at the computer. So I have my work block, nothing's going on with work, just move on to professional development, and maybe the transition back and forth would be easier. I don't know. It's something to consider and something to test. So maybe we'll do that. So I need to clean up my personal email. I have a lot of leads in there, for work from home, or remote work. So I want to just review those, and see if the positions are still open, see what I need to do, customize my resume and all that kind of stuff. So I'll just do email, and then let's see. We need to meal plan, but I think I'm gonna do that like on Thursday. I'm gonna actually put that on Thursday, because we'll meal plan and then do the grocery list. So that way Friday morning, because I still get up with my husband at 5, and Houston is an hour behind, so I don't have to log on work until like 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is 9 their time. And they're not like real sticklers about what time you log on and what time you log off. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you get your work done, it doesn't matter when you do it. The only thing is like on, if you have calls scheduled, you obviously make the calls. So, so Friday morning I can get up and be at the grocery store by 7, do what I got to do, and then come home, put the groceries away and whatnot, and then, go on about my day. So, grocery list. And then Friday, I'm going to add a grocery store to the day, because I will go to the grocery store on Friday. All right, and at some point through here, I need to do laundry. Unfortunately, our place doesn't have laundry, so we have to go to the laundromat. But I mean, it's a minor inconvenience. The laundromat is half a block from here, so I can certainly take an hour, to wash and dry the laundry and read while I'm waiting, or I don't know, catch up on TikTok, or whatever. Take my planner and do an update in that. Whatever the case may be. I mean, I could kill an hour. It's not a problem. But I just don't know which day I want to go to the laundromat. Like now, now, like, the household laundry isn't, going to be a lot, so, like, for example, like, household laundry was like my work clothes, my clothes, towels, stuff like that. So now that I'm home, like, I don't have to take a shower every single day. I could take a shower every other day. So instead of using 5 towels, I'm using like 2 towels. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, and like my clothes, like I could wear the same outfit all week long because I'm not sweating. I'm not getting dirty. I'm not really exerting a whole lot of effort. Now, like when I'm in my deep cleaning days, yes, I will, change my clothes, take a shower, all that good stuff. But just, normal run of the mill, sitting around the house kind of thing, it's not going to happen. So I probably won't have to do household laundry every week like I was having to do before. So it'd just be my husband's clothes one week, and then like the following week, it'd be, 2 loads. So his clothes and the household. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do both this week because I have a comforter. I changed the sheets on our bed, and I washed the sheets with the household clothes this week that we're in now. But the comforter I didn't take with me, so there's very few. It's not a lot of laundry for household. So I think with the big old machines at the laundromat, I'll be able to wash what household laundry we have with the comforter. So it's still only 2 loads. Um, I've heard a lot of people say the laundromat's expensive, but you're paying for it either way. Either you're paying, through quarters at the laundromat right then and there, or you're paying for it on your electric bill. And, our electric bill is high enough as it is. So this place here is baseboard heating. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but baseboard is, in my opinion, the worst heating because it wreaks havoc on your electric bill. Like, our electric company tells us, pardon me, our electric company, the app tells us roughly, it estimates how much electricity we've used, before the bill comes out. So that way we have kind of like an idea of what our bill is going to be. So it'll say you used, like I checked it yesterday or the day before, and it said that we used $23 more electricity that day than we did the day before. So, and the only difference was the heat, because we had to turn on an extra baseboard heater because it's been cold. So, like this weekend, today is supposed to be cold, tomorrow is supposed to be colder, and we're expected to get a little bit of snow tomorrow. And then the following week, this week that we're planning here, we're supposed to get down into the single digits. Now, yes, I'm in menopause, so I don't need a whole lot of heat. However, the cat does, my husband does, so I'll be running around in shorts and like a t-shirt while baby cat and my husband are fighting over the blankets, so, but, and then we've got the added electricity with the tree, using the oven more, with the cookies and, the stuff. So I don't know. I'm a little like not nervous about our electric bill, but I'm trying to, to be cost conscious, because our bills now are more than they've ever been. Because this place here, our rent is just insane. It is insane. And like, we were kind of like backed into a corner almost because it was an absolute need to get out of my mother's as quickly as possible. Just, there's no two ways about it. And this is like the first place we looked at. And, you're supposed to never take the first place you look at. So, but it's an apartment. We're on the bottom floor, which is nice, because I'm old. I don't want a whole bunch of stairs. But the folks upstairs are, they're loud. They're inconsiderate. They're just, like, I don't know what they do up there. I don't know if they're raising elephants upstairs or if the sound is just, like, amplified. I don't know. I've never lived in an apartment before, ever, in all of my 45 years. So, um, it's a new experience for me, but it is what it is. So at least it's in a good neighborhood. That's all I gotta say about it. So, I can't do laundry on Wednesday because I won't have a vehicle. I mean, yes, I could take my husband's truck up for the oil change, wait for it, pay for it, and then come back. But I don't like driving his truck. One, I'm very wary of driving other people's vehicles to begin with. And two, his truck is a lot bigger than my car. So I just don't want to do that. So it's either Monday or Tuesday that I can do laundry. And I kind of really don't want to do it on Monday, but who knows? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put laundry down here on my to-do list. So whenever I feel like doing it, I can just go do it. I do need to... Well, that's this week, though. So, okay, never mind. Sorry about that, guys. So, and Saturday, my husband will be working. So it'd just be bonus daughter and I. Like I said, I don't know if my youngest is going to stop by, this weekend or not. And, I mean, I'm looking forward to not taking everybody to the grocery store. Like last weekend, I had to go to the grocery store on Saturday, so bonus daughter had to come with me, and that was an experience. She just I don't like going to the grocery store with children. I just don't. I never have. Like when my kids were growing up, if at any point in time I could go to the grocery store while they were in school or I had a sitter or whatever the case may be, I would certainly go without them. Because when I go to the grocery store, it's like I'm on a mission. I have my list. I know exactly where everything is that I need. And it's just go in, get what's on the list, and get out. That's it. I don't want to be dilly-dallying in the grocery store. I don't want some kid, throwing a fit because I said no, you couldn't get something. I don't want to deal with any of that. I want to go in, get my groceries, and get out. That's all there is to it. So, and, I don't want to have to keep an eye on another person. I mean, I got to keep an eye out for all the other shoppers. Do you know what I mean? So, I just don't. And I think I'm going to go to Aldi before I go to Walmart, because if I can get stuff at Aldi, it's going to be cheaper than if I get it at Walmart. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to go to Aldi first, and then whatever I can't get from there, I'll go to Walmart to finish up. And I mean, with cold temperatures, it's not like my food's going to spoil while I'm in Walmart. So, but anyway, I don't know what we're going to do on Saturday. I'm kind of hoping nothing. Maybe just like run out and grab Dunkin'. Bonus daughter and I just run out and grab Dunkin'. And just, come home and chill. Just chill for the day, like watch movies, or I don't know, I don't know if she wants to do her nails. She's probably going to want to do her nails, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how the week goes and what comes up. If there's something around town that we can go do. She did mention the last time she was here that she wants to walk down to the water. We live like 2 blocks from the water. So like when you're driving down the street to get into our house, to our neighborhood, you can see the water in front of you. It's not like the Chesapeake Bay. It's the Chop Tank River, but it's all connected. Water is all connected anyway. So, so I don't know, maybe if it's not too terribly cold, we can walk down to the water. Even if it is cold, as long as it's not windy, it should be okay, to walk a couple of blocks and back. We'll see. If she wants to get out of the house, and do some physical activity, I'm all for it. All for it. So, maybe we'll do that. I don't know. And then we'll come home and have, coffee and cocoa or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, so I think this is going to be the end of the plan with me. I think. I don't know. I just need to... Oh, I want to put Upwork on my to-do list. I just want to review that, like, for some projects, you know, for some extra money. So we'll see what goes on there. I do want to... I can't do any Christmas shopping. I can do it this week, but I can't do any this weekend because bonus daughter will be here. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I can get it done. Maybe I can get some of it done today. I don't know. My kids, it's easy. You know, my kids are grown. So, and in my family, we have this tradition when, you know, you are 18, you know, the first Christmas you're 18, you get money. So you go buy what you want. You know what I mean? You get money. So bonus daughter is the only one we actually still have to like buy gifts for. And she was not shy with her Christmas list, but, you know, we'll have to see how I can finagle it. Some of the stuff I think I'm going to go to Marshall's. You know, we'll go to Marshall's for, because she wants like that Dubai chocolate. And I know Marshall's has that. She wants, you know, clothes. So Marshall's has clothes and, you know, so, we'll just, I don't know. I would say that maybe, you know, my husband and I could go tomorrow, Sunday, out to Marshall's, but he's not going to want to go anywhere or do anything tomorrow because today, when he gets off, would be the end of like a 14-day stretch. Like he's worked 14 days straight. You know, no day off. So I don't want to ask him to do anything tomorrow. Like I want him to wake up when he gets up. I want him to just lay around and do as little as possible, play Xbox, watch football. I'm making chili tomorrow because that's one of his favorites. So, I just want him to do as little as possible. So, but if the opportunity arises to go to Marshall's tomorrow, I'm going to jump on it. Okay, so, but, I might look in Walmart when I go out this morning to see, if they have anything on her Christmas list that I can just pick up while I'm there. But, you know, we'll see. This will be the first year in, I don't know how long that I've actually gone into the store to do Christmas shopping. I'm just so perturbed with Amazon, you know, because we're Prime members, and one of the things that I wanted to get bonus daughter for Christmas, it's Prime, but it says it's not going to arrive until after Christmas. What? I mean, today is December 13th. And when I looked at it, it was earlier in the week, so it was before the 13th. So if it's Prime and I have free 2-day shipping, how is it going to take 3 weeks to get here? I do not. Why pay for Prime? I don't know. Completely different conversation for a completely different day. Anyway, so I think that about covers it, guys. This video is already long enough. So I'm just going to put these back in my book and get organized. So, like, I have to take my sticky note for this week, and I need to stick it on the next weekly plan, because there's still room, you know, to write on it. So I don't want to waste it. I am just going to cross out the things that I've done. So, and then, oh my goodness, I will put these, because this is next week, so I'll put these back in here, and then I'll put my meal plan away. And as I'm working through next week, you know, if things pop up, for the following week, I'll just jot them down on my sticky note. I don't date this week's sticky notes because I use them for more than 1 week. So, I need to, let's see. Okay, so this is the week that we're on. So let me just mark this off because I did not do it. And then this is the week that we'll be going into. So this is, I mean, obviously it's going to change, you know, as we progress through the week. So, but that's it. It looks very manageable right now, but I'm sure that will change. I still have a weekend to get through with my boss reviewing everything. So who knows? I might have some things that I need to fill in, you know, when I log back on to work on Monday. So anyway, okay. That's going to be it for me, you guys. Thank you. If you hung in there for the whole thing, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for watching these channels or these videos. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and this kind of content you like, you know, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to try to post, no, I'm not going to say that. My goal is to post, you know, on a regular basis. I'm just not sure, of the kind of content yet. So between ChatGPT and I, you know, we're trying to figure that out. So hopefully we'll have some more engaging content and regular content to share. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have been well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.